guys, welcome to my channel. It is Christian here. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. So today we are going to be testing out a brand new foundation. This foundation is literally hot off the presses. This is the Smashbox Studio Skin Shaping Foundation. Now it says that I picked mine up in the shade 1.2, which you guys will see in the demo. This is not the color that I ordered, but I do think that it turned out okay, so I'm not like super upset about it. So of course this is a stick foundation. It is meant to be a medium to full coverage, and it claims to have a natural finish. So I love Smashbox foundation. You don't really hear a lot about Smashbox. You know, you hear a lot about Tarte and Urban Decay and Too Faced, but I feel like Smashbox is always kind of like hiding in the wind, like hiding, you know, just kind of like doing their own thing. They don't make a lot of noise, they don't make a lot of fuss. So whenever they come out with launches, I always feel like it's kind of like out of nowhere, like, when did you decide to come out with a new product kind of thing? But yes, this is the product that we are going to be putting to the test today. It is a stick foundation. This is what the packaging of the foundation itself looks like. If it is your first time here, I just wanted to go ahead and let you know, of course, this is going to be a wear test of first impressions on the new foundation stick. Every Friday I test out a new foundation. We wear it through the entire day, and then I report back my opinions for you guys to let you guys know what I actually thought about the product itself. First time here, I do have a little bit more acne prone skin. My skin has gotten a lot better. If you go back to some of my more original foundation Fridays, my skin has definitely improved. Whereas I used to look for super full coverage, super hydrating foundations because my skin used to be very dry. Now my acne is not as bad, but I have a lot of redness to my skin. I do get breakouts. I have a very sensitive skin. I have combination skin, but my combination skin does lean more dry. I only really get oily right here on my nose, and if the foundation is too hydrating, sometimes my forehead will get super oily as well. So if you guys want to see how this foundation is going to wear throughout the day, if you're going to want to see how my full thoughts and my full opinions on this, you are definitely in the right place. But before we get into that video, I just want to say, if you're new to my channel, you guys, please don't forget to subscribe down below for more Foundation Fridays. We do this every week here on my channel. And if you are not new to my channel, you guys, welcome back. Thank you for continuing to join and support. And yeah, you guys, let's go ahead and get on into it. All right, guys, so today we are going to be testing out the newest addition to the Smashbox lineup. This is the Smashbox Studio Skin Shaping Foundation, and it says that it is a full-size foundation plus a soft contour. This is currently on Smashbox's website, and it is VIB Rouge exclusive on Sephora. This is what the packaging looks like. So that is not the color I ordered. This is gonna be the wrong, oh my gosh. Okay, so I ordered, so in the Studio Skin, which is one of my favorite foundations of all time, I wore the shade 2.1, and somehow I got the shade 1.2 in the foundation stick. This is gonna be way too light for me, you guys. I am so upset. I'm so sad right now. Maybe it'll work. Yeah, so I'm looking at my order online. I ordered the shade 2.1, which is light neutral beige, but this says 1.2. Maybe they just put the wrong sticker on there. Let's hope so. If not, I'm gonna have to return this, but we're gonna test it out anyway. We're gonna see. Maybe, let's just hope it's the wrong sticker. This foundation, the Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation, is one of my favorite foundations. It's definitely in the top 10, if not in the top 5. I talked about this product in my Will I Buy It, and that video just went up like a day or two ago. Smashbox, first of all, ships really freaking fast. I was not expecting to get this product as fast as I did, but let's hope that they didn't send me the wrong color. Let's just hope that the sticker is wrong, you guys. So as always, I'm going to quickly read off the claims of the foundation. I don't know if I mentioned, it does have the contour stick on the other side, which I think we're going to go ahead and try out as well. I'm on Smashbox's website. Let me quickly let me go ahead and tell you a little bit of the facts. How much product do you get in here? Okay, so on the foundation, you get 0.26 ounces, and on the soft contour you get 0.14 ounces of the contour. From what it looks like on Smashbox's website, it does come in 22 different shades, and it looks like they have a pretty good color selection based off of what I see on Smashbox website. This foundation also has a really good color selection as well, so I wouldn't be surprised that if you were interested in the new stick foundation that you would have no issues finding one in your color. So let's go ahead and read about what this foundation claims to do. It says this double-ended face shaping foundation stick has a full-sided foundation on one side and a complementary soft contour shade on the other. The foundation side gives you a medium buildable coverage with a natural finish. The soft contour side lets you create dimension with a perfectly coordinated shade. It's an all-in-one stick that gives you coverage and sculpting on the quick. So I went ahead and just really quickly hopped over to Sephora's website. It says that it has full to medium coverage. It is good for sensitive, normal, dry, combination, and oily. And of course, it's going to give you a natural finish. That's pretty much all that it says. I'm going to go ahead and test this out. Okay, so I mean, on my hand, it appeared to blend into the skin really nicely. So maybe they just put the wrong sticker. So we're gonna hope. As always, I have already primed my skin, and I try to use the same primers in every Foundation Friday, or I use the same rotation of primers, ones that I'm really familiar with and I really love. This week I used the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer, and I also used, for some hydration, I also used a little bit of the Too Faced Hangover RX Primer. So that's what I do have on my skin today. As always, if this is your first Foundation Friday, we're going to go in with half of the face with the brush, and we're going to go in on the other half with a beauty blender. I always tend to start with the brush. So let me grab a brush. Let me grab a clean brush, because at this point I think I need to wash all of my brushes. Okay, so we're going to be giving the EcoTools Complexion Buffer a shot, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to test this bad boy out. I don't like that brush. Okay. So it is blending into the skin pretty decently, but I will say that it is not blending into the skin as nicely as some of my favorite stick foundations. Like it doesn't feel as like hydrating on the skin as, say, the Makeup Forever stick foundation, which I think is really good for dry skin. It's blending okay, but I do think that the Makeup Forever one and also the Hourglass one do blend a little bit easier into the skin. I'm noticing right here though, where my pores are a little bit more significant, it looks like it's not blending into the skin. It looks like it's not blending into the pores as nicely. So it might just require a little extra work right in that area. It's doing a pretty good job canceling out redness. Probably because the foundation is so gosh darn yellow. So it's canceling out the redness on my skin. It's not covering, I'm going to go in with another layer, but just with what I applied, it's not covering the discoloration that I have on my forehead. You guys can definitely still see that. I mean, that evened things out pretty good. Now with stick foundation, I don't want to take it because I don't want to get it too cakey. So I'm just going to take it on the brush a little bit and right around my smile lines where things are a little bit, where things tend to crease. I'm just going to kind of lightly feather it over that area so there's not too much product in that area. You guys can see it's already kind of clinging to some dry patches. And you guys know before I film a Foundation Friday, I go in super hydrated on my skin to make sure that there is no dryness. I typically exfoliate before Foundation Fridays to give foundation the best possible chance. So that is definitely clinging and it's definitely accentuating some dryness around my nose area. So that is kind of a letdown. It's sitting funny a little bit on the pores, but I notice like when you push it into the skin, it kind of smooths out nicely, like as I'm pushing it into the skin with my finger. And sometimes I do that when I notice that foundations aren't, I don't feel like I should have to do that, but sometimes I notice when foundations aren't sitting on the skin nicely or they're not melting into the skin nicely with like a brush or a beauty blender, I'll just take my finger and just kind of push it into the skin because the warmth of my finger will kind of help warm the product in and just kind of like smooth it into the skin. So it's still dry around the nose, but you can see now around the pore area where I kind of warmed it up the product with my hand, it kind of caused the product to sink into the skin a little bit nicer and it's not accentuating the pores as badly anymore. So that's just a little something I do sometimes to kind of help products work, to kind of help products blend. I'm a little disappointed with how it's looking around the nose area. I do think that it did a pretty good job canceling out redness. There is still redness visible. There are still some breakouts visible. So we will go in a little bit more product to where it is needed. But really quickly, we're going to go ahead and go in with the side with the beauty blender. I should have used the brush on this side today because I have more active breakouts on this side of the face. I think I want to go see Baby Driver, you guys. Has anybody seen that? Blend things in with a beauty blender. Typically speaking, I like stick foundations with brushes. I think that brushes move stick foundations around a little bit better and a little bit easier, and it's a little easier to work with. We're gonna go ahead and complete this makeup look strictly with the brush because I don't like the way it's applying with the Beauty Blender at all. So I don't like Beauty Blender application with this one. Don't like Beauty Blender applications with stick foundations anyway, but I like to test it out for you guys. I know some of you guys are die-hard Beauty Blender, but we're gonna go ahead and skip the Beauty Blender because look, it didn't really give me an even coverage, and it's like looking kind of patchy in certain areas. And I'm gonna apply some more coverage. So when I look in a regular mirror, like my Benefit mirror right here that you guys always see me using, I like the way that the foundation looks. But when I look in my, I don't even know what mirror this is, whatever mirror this one is, the one that, when I look in that mirror, because it gets a lot closer and it has the lighting, I can definitely see a lot more imperfections. So where it's at right now, I feel like it's more of a medium coverage. We probably could get it to full, but I'm afraid that it'll get a little too cakey, because you can kind of see where I get dry. It's so weird. Like I'll be dry right here, but then on my nose will be oily, but then it'll be dry and then it'll be oily. My skin is so weird, but you guys can kind of see where it's not sitting in really nicely on places where my skin is a little bit drier. From a distance, my skin looks really good. But when you get like super up close and really kind of examine the skin, which is what I always do in Foundation Fridays, you can definitely see imperfections in the foundation. I'm going to take a little bit more because we still have some redness. I don't like applying too much foundation in this area though, because I don't want it to get cakey. We're going to take a little bit more foundation on this side, like along the jawline where most of my breakouts are, my chin where redness. So you guys can see I'm not applying too much. I'm just applying a little bit to see if we can build the coverage up there. And we're going to take a little bit more on the jawline right here, because most of my breakouts are in my jawline area. I never build up foundation too much on my forehead because my forehead is also very dry and it'll start to crack. So that's something that I've just learned, because you can already see the foundation is sitting a little funny on my forehead. And then I'm going to take one more very small swipe right in this area. We're going to build it up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup off camera and then I will be back. It is currently, can you guys see that? It is currently 12:30 and I sat down and started filming at about 12 o'clock. So let me go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup off camera, you guys. All right guys, and I am back. It is currently at 2:07. So I've sat down and so my makeup is completely on at this point. A little bit longer to do my check-ins than normal because I did just purchase the new Sephora Pro palette. This video will probably go up before this one. So I haven't been outside yet. I haven't run any of my normal errands. All right, so quickly I want to say that so far I do like this foundation. I think that once it kind of settled into my skin and I got all the powders and everything over it, I think it looks really nice on the skin, you guys. It did not cover up everything, but then I also didn't want to take it to super full coverage either. I feel like the dry patches around my nose have settled down a little bit. I don't think that, even though I felt like I had a little bit of issues applying the foundation over pores when I was originally applying it, I don't think that it looks too heavy or too cakey. I don't think it's any longer sinking into pores. I just really had to warm up the product to get it to work. I think that so far I like this foundation. I think it looks really nice on the skin, you guys. I feel like I'm having a pretty decent makeup day right now. Not everything is covered, but I'm okay with that. I'm learning to kind of like love the skin I'm in. There is a time and place for super full coverage, so even though I do feel like everything is evened out, I still feel like, and even though I have on like a ton of highlight and bronzer and stuff, I still feel like, you know, imperfections are showing through. I feel like it looks like I tried, but it didn't look like I tried like so hard. You know what I mean? Like, I like it, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you in. My forehead is a little bit with color corrector. I went in with concealer where I normally go in with color corrector on my forehead. My discoloration is showing up on my forehead and a lot of times on my forehead with my bronzers because I have a lot of dark spots around the perimeter of my forehead. If I don't go in and color correct, it makes my bronzer look splotchy because it's not actually the bronzer, it's the It's the discoloration on my actual forehead itself. So the foundation did not cover that up, but I also don't apply a lot of foundation to my forehead because my forehead is extremely dry. All right, guys, so here we are a little bit closer up so you guys can kind of see everything in action. Can you guys see? We got a little bit of settling into that horrendous fine line. Nothing right here looks too bad as of right now. A little bit of redness peeking through in certain areas, but all in all, you guys, I like it. I will definitely check back in with you guys in a couple of hours and see how things are wearing. And yeah, you guys, I'll see you then. Bye. Hey guys, and I am back. It is currently 5:53, so almost 6 o'clock. I'm just kind of standing outside in front of my apartment building because when I was running my errands earlier today, I forgot to bring a memory card, and I just wanted to do a really quick check-in for you guys without looking like a really big creeper standing outside of my apartment with a camera, because that doesn't look weird. Okay, so I think that the foundation is holding up pretty decently. I think that it's not settling too bad in any of my fine lines and in any of my wrinkles or anything like that. I don't think they look any drier than I did earlier today. So I think that it's just kind of right now, I feel like it's just more of like an average foundation. Nothing special, nothing terrible happening on the skin. I did like the way it looked this morning. I think that it's just a run-of-the-mill foundation. I think that, I mean, I like it. I don't dislike it. I think that it's starting to rub off in certain areas because I've been editing all day and filming all day with the exception of when I went out and ran my errands. So I think that it's doing an okay job, but I'm not like in love with it right now. And at the very end of the night and kind of show you guys back in my apartment in my studio lighting what everything is looking like. I mean, it's not bad. I'm not blown away. I like the LC foundation more than this one so far, so we'll keep you guys updated, and yeah, I'll check back with you guys in a couple of hours. All right guys, bye. All right guys, and I am back. It is currently 11:30, so I've had this foundation on now for about 11 hours, and I have to say that for the amount of time that I've had my makeup on, I think it looks pretty decent. Of course, after nearly 12 hours of wear, things are gonna start to wear down a little bit. Things are gonna start to fade. Things are gonna start to look a little questionable. I think that any foundation after nearly 12 hours of wear is gonna, you know, things are gonna start to separate, fall apart. The coverage is gonna start to fade. I think that this is actually a pretty long wearing foundation. Of course, in all of the areas that I had issues with and trouble with this morning, those areas are still pretty bad. Like my forehead, I will say, is the one area that I feel has gotten worse throughout the day. Like, it is very patchy and very splotchy and very dry on my forehead. The foundation has almost completely worn off on my nose. Like, it's like to the point where there's no foundation left. Things have started to dry out around my smile lines a little bit. The dryness around my nose has started to come back. You know, the places that had redness are definitely peeking back through. I'm kind of indifferent on this foundation right now. I do think that my nose has gotten a little bit more shiny. I do think my nose is a little bit shiny. I don't think that the rest of my face looks bad or oily, you guys. When I was editing the footage for my check-in in natural daylight, like, I looked so oily, but I feel like I don't look like that in person. So I don't know if it was just the lighting, the camera, I'm not sure what it was. But I read very, very oily in that check-in, and it's not that oily in person. Like, I'm looking at my skin right now, and it doesn't appear to be that oily. So I'm not really sure what's up with that. But let me go ahead and zoom you guys in really quickly so you can kind of see, you know, how this foundation has worn throughout an entire day of wear. So you guys can kind of see. So the worst part is my forehead. Like, I don't know if you guys can see all of the discoloration and all of the dryness breaking down. I know you guys are probably like, I always talk about how dry my skin is, but then I always look so oily and shiny on camera. But like, this is the perfect example. Hopefully it's picking up on camera about how dry my skin actually does get. Like, I don't know why my skin reads so oily on camera. When you look, I do have overall really dry skin and just a few oily patches. But anyways, you guys, that's pretty much it. I'm kind of indifferent on this foundation. I did try out the contour stick. You guys will not see that footage because somehow the footage of me trying the contour stick somehow got deleted, or it did not export to my computer. But the contour stick actually is really nice. It did blend really well. It looked really good and natural on the skin. So I actually do like the contour stick. The foundation I'm not sure about. It ended up actually being a better color match than I thought it was going to be. So I guess I'm kind of lucky that they did in fact send me the wrong shade. It actually ended up working out pretty okay. It is a pretty decent color match. So yeah, you guys, like I said, I'm a little bit indifferent. I think it's okay. Am I like blown away? No, not really. Do I think it is the end all be all? No, not really. Do I think it is a better foundation than my two favorites, which would be the Hourglass and the Makeup Forever? I would not recommend this over either one of those foundations as of right now today. But opinions can always change. So as always, I will keep you guys updated as best as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.